Welcome back, folks. We are in here for episode 2 of the Intern pod. It's been a minute. We had a slight delay thanks to John Calipari and the Arkansas basketball team, and under your check, just throwing our whole vibe off. But
dropping a bomb on us.
we'll forgive him. If you don't remember, my name's Parker.
I'm Will.
I'm Landon.
And we are the interns here at Natty State Sports. We run things around here, and they were gracious enough to give us our own podcast, so we're running with it. If you weren't here for episode 1, go back and watch that before this one. It's very good, and may give you a little context as to what we like and who we are. So, boys, it's been a minute.
It has.
It's been a minute.
Some things have happened. 2
Calipari
weeks.
single-handedly ruined the Intern podcast for a couple weeks, but I guess we forgive him.
We will recover.
Yeah, I forgive you, Rich.
So,
Thanks, Hunter.
I guess we might as well just go ahead and dive straight in.
Yeah.
John Calipari, as you all know, is the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. When were you aware of this information? Or just let's go around the horn and talk about when we first learned of this maybe happening and our initial reactions.
It was the weekend of the solar eclipse. I was in Hot Springs at Sam's Pizza, and I'm just reading my phone. I read at Twitter. It's like 6:37 at night, and I look, and it says, John Calipari may be getting hired at Arkansas, like it's in the works. And I'm like, there's no way. I look at my dad, and I'm like, there's no way this is going to happen. And I keep reading it. It keeps, like, getting real. I get on John's live stream, and it's like, boom, this happened. I'm like, I faded this guy for 15 years. I'm expected just to love him now.
Yeah.
And then it breaks all over SportsCenter, all over ESPN. SEC Network breaks it online, CBS. I'm like, holy smokes, this is real. And
Yeah, I think it blew up on a Sunday.
it was a Sunday night, yeah.
Yeah. For me, I was in the shower. I have a portable speaker in my shower so I can listen to music, listen to some tunes. But also it reads out my text. And my grandpa texted me, my uncle texted me, my mom texted me, and then our friends started texting. And so I'm in the shower just hearing Siri just read off Calipari. Safe to say, I hurried up, got out. And yeah, once I saw like the big publications start posting it, I was like, oh, this is too far gone. Like, this is real.
This is real.
And my entire childhood, I don't care about anymore because now I'm rooting for John Calipari hand over fist.
Yeah, it was definitely a wild night, a wild Sunday night. Like, I just remember sitting there, and I'm on Twitter, and the first tweet came out, and I don't remember who tweeted it, but there was the initial tweet. And, man, it was just like, I was reading it, and I was like, okay, let's take it with a grain of salt. Like, we've been saying we're getting Chris Beard. We didn't get Chris Beard. Then it was Jerome Tang. We didn't get Jerome Tang. Then it was Will Wade. It was like all of these candidates. And now
we
saying,
didn't even offer one of them.
Exactly. And now we're saying John Calipari. Like, what are we talking about? And so, but then, man, like, people from 24/7 started tweeting about it, and I was like, man. And then, of course, there's Matt Jones of Kentucky, who was like, no, this ain't happening.
He's still trolling us.
And like, he is having the worst couple weeks imaginable.
Have fun with
I mean,
Mark
I don't know.
Pope.
Yeah, I don't know how you market Mark Pope as the answer. They're trying, and then they proceed to lose 5 commits. But oh well. Kind of be Arkansas for a little bit. Get that taste in your mouth for a little bit.
But since then, we've had some shakeups in the roster, which is it was one player.
Yeah.
We have 2 now.
Yeah, I don't know how it could have got shaken up even more.
Right.
But
There for a minute when Cal first got here, it was just Lawson Blake.
Yeah.
And
That Wednesday night, he was the only player on the roster. He came out and got
the standing O.
and cheered for him.
no, no offense to Lawson Blake, but I don't think any one man could carry a basketball team. So
no.
obviously we knew that wasn't going to be the case. Calipari brings in Big Z, his big man from Kentucky. Pretty exciting player.
I was
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Croatia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's gonna be huge.
gonna be real big.
It's no secret we were lacking a actual shot blocker, like a true guy that's going to get it done down low, and he offers just that. He didn't even get to play half the year, so that's another thing I'm excited for. It's like the short time he was allowed minutes, we saw he was a unit. So it's going to be a ton of fun watching him develop.
For sure. And sounds like we're going to get some more pieces around him here pretty soon. Just about every day John tweets it's going to be a crazy day because any day could be, some of these guys, Quentin's and Carter Knox, like these guys are going to be knocking on the door anytime now. And another hog, Tremont Mark, was in the portal. He's now committed to Texas.
Oh, yeah. I respect Tremont Mark a whole lot.
Yeah.
He did a lot for us, but if we played Texas and Bud Walton, he's definitely going to be the guy that gets booed.
Yeah.
See, I don't agree with it. I think the fact that he was for 75% of our season the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I respect him.
I think that alone will carry him to not get booed.
I hope not.
And I think a different age of college basketball, he gets booed because he's going to Texas. But nowadays, it's like you're not going to Texas because of Texas. You're going to Texas because NIL. And the same thing with Battle. It's like apparently he didn't make it hardly anything, if anything here, which, that's he said, she said. But I don't have any ill will against guys, the couple guys that produced all year for us. I won't boo, I guess.
I mean, with Battle, do you think he comes back or do you think he leaves?
I think he is entertained by coming back. I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, Jerry Jones said today that he is going to pay double for whatever Kentucky
He
offers.
spends more money on the Razorbacks than he does on the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. We know firsthand.
Doesn't make me happy.
So, like, stuff like that, like, it gives me – he's going to entertain it. I think it's whether or not Cal – it's like, do you want to start with a guy that's been here with at least one guy, or do you just want to –
You mean two guys? We got Lawson Blake.
Well, yeah. Guys that played, scored more than 1 point, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And big contributors. Or do you want to just clean slate it? You get your couple guys that you're going to get from Kentucky, get a couple guys that were committed Kentucky, hopefully, and just kind of keep rolling. I don't think there's a right answer right now. I think Hog fans are going to be happy regardless with whatever decisions are made coming up.
For sure. I mean, Cal's going to bring his guys in, right? Like, that's what he does. Yeah. I have no doubt in my mind that this roster next year will be, chock full of talent. Like, that's not going to be a problem. Yeah. For me, with the Battle thing, really, it's like, I wonder if Cal is almost being like, well, I'm going to bring in my dudes, and then we'll kind of see where we're at.
Yeah, we'll see where you have a spot.
Right.
And I think that's how he should go about it.
Absolutely.
Because, this happens all the time. This isn't groundbreaking for a new hire to come in and like, all right, let me get my guys. He's already bringing some of his staff members. Those things happen all the time in college sports, in NFL sports or professional sports. So it's gonna be cool to see like truly this guy gets 15 roster spots to be a GM for a few months. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and what's really gonna be cool is just to see the environment, not only in Bud Walton, but in Fayetteville. Like, can you imagine like someone like a Rob Dillingham or like Anthony? Just think of all these like guys that Cal has brought into Kentucky that he's going to bring those same caliber players and those same personalities to Fayetteville. And it's going to be crazy. Like, think about when Muss was here and, you get big time recruits, but you're not getting like the top end guys. Like, you're not getting top 10 players. Cal gets your top 10 players.
Yep.
And those guys are going to come in here with personality. And it's not only going to be good for the basketball program, it's going to be good for the city of Fayetteville. It's going to be good for the state. Like, these guys are going to be superstars. He's going to put them in the NBA. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be really exciting.
Well, it's like you're looking at rivals, for example. I'm staring at the number 10 player in the country, Boogie Flan, who could possibly, he's opened his recruitment up. He could come back, or he could come to Arkansas. And then you got the Jaden Quintons. We get him for 2 years if he comes. Yeah. That development of a guy like that, a freak of nature, Cal knows what he's doing. And Cal I trust, I guess.
In Cal we trust.
It's going to be a fun one next year.
Yeah.
Okay, let's we definitely missed some baseball stuff last week.
Yeah.
On the last podcast, we were on the brink.
The night before the Ole Miss
series. So let's get into that. Obviously, the Hogs swept the Rebels as we predicted here at the Intern podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you need your baseball predictions, come to us. I totally didn't predict us to sweep Alabama. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But we did sweep Ole Miss. So let's get into that a little bit.
I mean, another dominating performance by Hagen Smith. That one play he made where the ball was coming right back at him, gloved it. Sorry, he's a lefty, so he gloved it with his right hand. And then, I mean, Molina shoved, in my opinion, and then Tiger came out. It was a good Sunday game. I mean, I got sunburnt.
Yeah.
But offense looked fine. I mean, there were clutch base hits, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with the Alabama series is we only scored runs on a home run.
Yeah.
There's no clutch base hitting right now.
Well,
I mean, that's fine right now.
Well, you go years past. That is a common trend with Arkansas baseball is
that guy on third base.
You got to rely on the long ball, and the pitching's going to be there. The pitching has never been there like it has this year. It's like, but if you give up 5 runs, there's zero reason why we shouldn't score 6. I mean,
just like the other night against Texas Tech.
Yeah.
We were down 6-0 in the second inning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got down. Well, actually, got down to 7-0. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the Arkansas Twitter is amazing.
A few home runs later,
and Arkansas baseball Twitter, I should say, it's like they posted something or whatever. They had us in the second inning. Not gonna lie, and like that's good media. But it's just whether or not, the guy standing at third base is tweaking enough swings or
and some
whatever.
Of these balls aren't getting out there by that much. It's not going to cut it if you want to get to Omaha.
Yeah.
And it's not going to cut it in Omaha. That ballpark is so deep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And this
center field's like, 410?
And I don't think this is the lineup to where you should build around the long ball. I mean, this is a lineup that, you go Ben McLaughlin, he's starting to rip the ball right now, but he's a guy that will poke one into the gap the opposite way. You go Stovall. Stovall's going to do whatever he wants to do no matter what. That dude is a baller. It's just, we have guys, and we don't have to rely on the long ball as in years past. And I'm really hoping, and Dave Van Horn said it during right before the Texas Tech series, we are far from reaching our full potential as a lineup. And
because he still hadn't found the right lineup.
Yeah,
I know,
and
I know what his right lineup needs to be.
Yeah,
Sousa's got to play every game. Peyton Holt's got to play every game.
Yeah, and Diggs has been battling that shoulder. I'm assuming he'll be 100% before Friday's.
I'd rest him this weekend.
See,
in my opinion,
I don't think he plays Friday.
Do you not?
I don't think he plays Friday.
I mean, Dave said if he's not 100%, he's not touching the field.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think he at least gets. If he doesn't play Friday, I think he'll be fine by Saturday.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where if he doesn't play Friday and we kill him, well, they don't even have a Sunday guy announced yet. That could be a committee pitching staff
just
Sunday.
Sounds like a trap series to me.
Every road series for the Hogs, man. Every road series.
I see us dropping this series, in my opinion, honestly.
And
but we'll come back and beat Florida next week.
That's the thing. It's like 2018. I don't think we won a road game.
We did.
No.
We won a road game. It's not a road series.
Road series. Sorry.
We would win every single Friday night.
Yeah,
because we had Blaine Knight.
Yeah,
and he didn't lose.
We won at Ole Miss. We won at Florida.
The next 2 games, Casey Murphy and Isaiah Campbell wouldn't even pitch that bad. It's just all of a sudden we couldn't hit.
Well, and Isaiah Campbell wasn't the Isaiah Campbell that
he was in 2019.
Yeah, that we know him now as forever.
Absolutely.
But you never really knew what you were getting with those back 2 guys, and that's just not the case this year. And it's like there's no reason why we should lose a ball game, even if we gave up 5 runs.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's too much offense with the home run ball.
And but no, I think it honestly makes me so excited that Sousa and Holt are starting to play a lot more.
Yeah,
because it's like, all right, this team can be even more scary. Oh, sign me up. It's.
I think this Arkansas team would be silly to mistake themselves for a Tennessee or a Texas A&M. This lineup is not built like that. And I think that the first game, the Tuesday night game against Texas Tech, was a really good example of this. They got down 7-0. When you're down 7 runs, you can't just hit. You're not going to hit 7 solo shots. It's not going to happen. what you have to do is get on base, get guys on
Rally as
base,
a
take
team.
walks. I thought that what we saw from the lineup when we were down 7-0 against Tech needs to be the approach every single time the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like, we have to play like we're down 7-0. You know, there's guys with pop. Stovall can take it out. Days can take it out. Obviously, Souza, great pop. But, like, that's not going to win this team games.
No.
And the pitching staff's going to do all they can. But at the end of the day, like, if this team's going to go to
Takes
Omaha,
runs to win.
you have to score a run to win a baseball game.
Yeah.
And
Well, and then, like, game 2 of that series, we played a little small ball.
Yeah.
And that is so fun. Like, honestly, like, as a fan, it's so fun watching us play a little small ball because it's very few and far between.
Right.
Like, back-to-back innings where Parker Rowland sacrificed bunts, those lead to runs. Hate him or love him, I personally love his game in terms of he's a team guy. He's
definitely a team
he's old
guy.
school.
like, he's batting 188. I know he's not trying to bat 188. He's trying to get that average up. Well,
Right.
he was told to bunt. Guess what? I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to move the runners over, keep going.
That's
and-
that veteran mindset for sure.
And that's that mindset of where we're not a Tennessee. We're not a team that is about individual stats. We don't have a Golden Spikes. Well, we do, but we don't have a guy that's the guy right now.
right.
And everyone is trying to be the best for the team, and that to me is what's going to lead us into this postseason.
There's no Heston Kerstads on this team.
Yeah,
There's no Andrew Benintendi's on this team. We got a couple of Jared Gates type players and maybe a couple Casey Martin kind of pop guys in there. And I mean, we've seen teams like that recently from Arkansas. Now the home run numbers are down, yes, but like we were talking about, I mean, I don't think we need home runs. I don't think we
want
should.
home runs.
Yeah. I would so much rather have a beer hat on for bases loaded
Yeah.
than to celebrate a solo homer.
With a Toyota round tripper.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're going to be fine. They are fine. Twitter with a massive overreaction after the Alabama series. Just
Yeah.
about everyone and their mother was freaking out.
I
It's
didn't-
pretty funny.
Yeah, and like my roommates, I guess they checked on me because they know I'm a pretty vocal guy during games. I didn't care. I didn't. I think I did not want to not play a game or not play a series on the road and just dominate everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's like they got to learn how to lose eventually, and they got to learn how to respond to losing.
Yeah.
And all that does is benefit us. It'll be interesting to see if they can, learn from it a little bit more heading into South Carolina.
And like you just mentioned, like losing is important.
Yeah.
As much as it sucks in the moment, for the long run, it's good. You think about teams that have been in Omaha or in the postseason that have gone like a team that comes to mind, 2018 Oregon State. Like that team lost like 5 games that year.
Mm-hmm.
They won the national championship. That's kind of the only outlier. You look at like Arkansas in 2021, the best team in college baseball all year, hardly lost any games. It's the postseason, and it's like all of a sudden you don't know how to face adversity.
Yeah. Yeah, when a team pops you in the mouth, it's like, oh, whoa, we haven't had
You
this
scored
at
21
all.
runs the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean, we were pretty happy after that 21 run game.
Yeah, it's like, heck yeah, let's get our hotel's room booked for Omaha.
Yep.
And like, that didn't work out.
Yeah.
But so what about the spring game? Football.
Spring game. I'm going to let you take that over. I'm not a big football aficionado.
Can't lie. I didn't watch much of it, except
Oh, yeah?
I did see Taylor Green.
Oh, yeah.
Weren't you there?
No,
Oh,
I was there.
I was on the way
Yeah.
to Tuscaloosa
okay.
for the series. But Taylor Green is
He's
I'm
the real
stalking
deal.
him right now.
Yeah. He's the real deal. I mean, everybody's been saying it around the office, but until you and there's he's had a couple practices where it's like, okay,
He performed well on Saturday on
And
TV.
there's certain guys that just practice isn't. I mean, I'm not trying to make him out as an Allen Iverson guy, but there's certain guys that turn it on when the lights come on.
Yeah,
That he is that guy.
but in all reality, what do y'all think is a successful year for the football team?
After walking away from the spring game, because
After
we
a
watched
4-8 game, after a 4-8 series, what is successful for 2024?
Allow me to pull up our schedule.
I'm
next
going
year.
six wins and you have to win your bowl.
I
That's
agree.
successful for me.
How about we just go game by game real quick? Let's do that.
Our season is going to be determined on the Oklahoma State game. In my opinion.
I 100% agree. We walked out at halftime saying the exact same thing of week 2 will be the biggest game of our season because it determines everything in terms of are these guys even legit enough to compete against SEC schools? You know, like awesome. We got UAPB opening it up on a Thursday,
UAB
unfortunately.
next.
Yeah, I mean,
What's after that? We go to Auburn.
no.
So we start off playing in week 0 against UAPB down in Little Rock.
awesome.
Yeah,
We
great.
do play in week 0.
Yeah, August 29th.
That Thursday. Yeah, real fun for us students.
Then 2 weeks later, we host UAB. So you start off the year 2-0. I would think.
Yeah.
I would hope. If we lose to either of those teams.
Is Oklahoma State week 2 or week 3?
Sorry, Oklahoma State is game 2. You're all right.
I thought so.
So
We have 2 bye weeks this year.
yeah,
Yeah, which also could be really beneficial
Yeah.
for a team like this.
yeah. So absolutely, I think Oklahoma State's super pivotal. Even in the second game of the year, like
You know,
you're getting a look at what you're going to see down the road, and if it gets ugly in Stillwater, it's gonna be some hooting and hollering. Like people are not going to be happy.
yeah.
That'll be a good one. What do we think on that one? Win or loss?
Right now, I'm gonna say loss. I
think
need
so,
to, I
too.
need to see a little more in like fall camp. Just
I'm gonna say win for right now. Defense is gonna have to.
in the O line.
Defense. I think the O line did well.
I did too.
I think they did well. It'll be really. I mean, that will be the first test for sure. I mean, they did great run blocking.
Yeah.
And the difference between this year and last year is Taylor can roll out. If that line fails, and no offense to KJ, love him to death, he couldn't roll out like that. He was looking to make
Bowl
the
someone over.
he was looking to make the first guy just whiff on him and then see if he could get 3 or 4 yards and see what happens. Taylor's rolling out looking for a receiver. And there was several times during the spring game where it was so fun watching Bobby P on the sideline yelling. And it was fun. Like I felt like a kid in a candy shop. And him yelling, kill it. And Taylor wasn't killing it. He rolled out and looked for a guy and completed a pass.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, if he's willing to do that, the lights are on, the camera's on, if this is a televised thing, I love what I saw from him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I think we lose to Oklahoma State. It's gonna be a tough environment. They like their football. I don't know. I think it's a 60-40 kind of thing. But let's just say we win there. Let's be
if
positive.
we win, I'm giving them 8 wins.
8 wins. So we then host UAB. That's a win.
Automatic W.
That's a win. Then you go to Auburn.
Auburn's not.
Auburn's gonna be bad.
Auburn is going to be bad. It's just,
Are we gonna be
what
bad?
are we coming off
Yeah.
of?
So we're gonna beat Auburn, and I say we beat A&M the next week. I'm pretty sure we play A&M the next week.
We do.
So you think we have 3 Power 5 road wins in the first 5 weeks?
No, I say we lose to Oklahoma State.
Okay. Gotcha. I don't think we win A&M or Oklahoma State. I think
A&M's a new coach, and I mean, he was mid at Duke.
yeah.
What's he gonna do at A&M?
They got money.
Yeah, they have money.
They got
and
money.
Plenty of 5 stars to develop. I mean,
Maybe next year.
it's always a close game. Or, well, I say that, but it hasn't been last couple times. But
But I
I don't know. I think we get out of there with a win. Yeah,
do
it's the
too.
last game in Jerry's World, I believe.
hope so.
Yeah, so I think it's the last game there. And then we have to go to Kyle Field the following year. But, yeah, I think we get out of the win. We head to Tennessee, or we come back home to Tennessee.
Right.
I think we lose that game.
That's a loss.
Yeah.
Easy.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
I,
then I'm going to go with a win the next week hosting LSU. I think we win that.
Really?
we're either gonna beat LSU or Ole Miss. We're not gonna lose to both of them.
We then go to Mississippi State.
Hypothetically, that should be a win.
That should be a
We're gonna
win.
beat Levy.
We then host Ole Miss.
I'm
We're
giving a
not winning
W.
that. We're
Giving
not.
a W.
You think so?
Ole Miss hasn't won in Fayetteville since like the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I have Ole Miss in the playoffs this year.
I have
so.
I do too.
zero
At
faith
like
in our
11
ability
and
to
1.
beat.
I could see.
You
Ole
think
Miss,
their one loss is gonna be to us?
I could see. It's a trap game. That game is never a blowout.
I don't like. You see, that's
Except
another problem.
2022. I mean, we blew them out. But
Another thing, I don't like being the trap opponent. You know, that to me is like we
that
gotta
game is never
we
a
gotta
blowout.
develop quick because I don't want to be a trap
Jackson
opponent.
Dart. I mean, look at last year. We were terrible, and they won 10 games or 11 games if you include the Peach Bowl. But
Yeah,
they beat us by 7, and Jackson Dart looked terrible.
my way too early prediction is we win 8 games, 7 in the regular season. So 7 with a bowl win, so 8.
That's a in Bobby
Take me
we
to
trust
the Liberty
statement.
Bowl.
Yeah, gonna beat someone. So then we host Texas.
Loss.
Lost.
I would be okay losing every single game if we beat Missouri on the road.
We then host Louisiana Tech. Should be a win. I don't know how it wouldn't be. Then we go to Missouri.
Win, because I'm not admitting we're losing to Missouri.
No, I just refuse to.
I think there's four.
Mizzou Twitter, I don't care what you say.
I think there's 4 guaranteed wins here.
Yeah.
I think Auburn, UAB, UAPB, and Louisiana Tech. The trick is going to be, can you beat LSU? Can you beat Mississippi State? Ole Miss?
I'm saying we're beating Ole Miss.
We'll just have to see.
I think.
What is that, November
Did
2nd?
you have us beating Texas?
No.
Okay, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Texas. I think Texas is going to be a championship contender this year.
Yeah, they're going to be back in the playoff.
Yeah. Okay, boys. I think that wraps up pretty much everything. Just one final note. Couple Hogs did enter the portal.
Max Fletcher today.
Max Fletcher today.
Colby
Criswell.
Augustov.
Yep.
Yep.
There will be more.
Jashad Stewart entered.
There will be
We
more.
kinda knew that was
There is okay, yeah. So there's a couple more, but we're not portal experts. We may let John and them handle that.
Yeah.
But we are going to move on to some sports world news here. So we're going to catch you up on everything, not everything, some things in the sports world. We're going to start off with the national championships for men's and women's basketball.
I was bored on the men's.
Yeah, I was asleep.
I was bored after the third quarter for the women's, but
Yeah. No one
SEC.
was going to beat UConn. Just no one was going to beat.
Nobody was going to beat UConn, and
No one was going to beat
I
South
mean,
Carolina.
Caitlin Clark's great. but
yeah, I mean she
nobody
gave it
was
a
beating
effort.
South Carolina.
It was. It felt like the line on the South Carolina Iowa game was way closer than I thought it would be.
What was it?
Yeah,
I think it was
I think it's like 6.5. Yeah,
Close.
I looked at it and I was
National
like, man,
championship was what, like 11 and a half?
Yeah, something like it was close to 10. I
Or
think.
7 and a half, maybe?
Yeah, something. But both of them to me felt like David versus Goliath.
yeah,
And yeah, we saw how those went. Neither one was really as close as I think some people thought they would be. But that's fine. Caitlin Clark now with the Indiana Fever. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And her introductory press conference was a little strange. We're going to go play a clip here of Caitlin Clark being asked. Well, I guess not being asked.
Well,
Being told
yeah,
by
being
a-
told, I guess.
A Fever reporter, and just listen. Just give it a listen.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well, start to me and we'll get along just fine.
Yeah,
That is
What?
awkward.
Weird.
Yeah, a grown man in his 50s.
Trying to hit
And
up
people
Caitlin.
that, I don't know if, people that were, whatever, doing the heart thing, it's cool. The second comment is what gets you. It's like, what are you talking about?
What are you saying, Gabe?
Now, Twitter had a field day with this, obviously, just went in on the guy. I think it's a little unfair. In my mind, there's no way he meant it that way. He just didn't.
In a public setting, in a
Yeah.
first
No, it just came
press
off wrong.
It just
first
came off
press
wrong.
conference for her,
And it sucks
no
for him
shot,
because he's in
but-
trouble. Like, he's in
Yeah.
big trouble.
Yeah.
And I think the guy's probably a very kind-hearted man who did not mean it that way. I think he was trying to just say, like, hey, we're going to, develop a relationship while you're here.
I think just
He
as
was not trying to hit on Caitlin Clark.
yeah,
At least
I think
that's
as
how I
every reporter
interpreted it.
does, they try to have that one thing that like makes them stand out a little
Right.
bit. And media is already a tight world. He just swung a miss.
Yeah,
really,
big swing
really
and miss.
badly.
Yeah, that was a rough comment, but I think was said with good intentions.
Taken out of proportion.
Twitter went crazy trying to frame this man as some kind of criminal who needs to be locked up. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, that's the whole Caitlin Clark fiasco. Loses the national championship, then gets hit on by a reporter. Whatever. She's gonna ball out. She's gonna be the best player in the WNBA.
From
Year one?
From day one?
Year one?
I mean-
year two? I mean, I don't know. It feels like a Wemby kind of situation.
Did you watch the draft?
The
I
women's?
watched the first
Yeah.
pick.
I did not.
You did the first pick.
I was at Sassy's.
They were hyped.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of a cool draft.
Yeah.
Weird, little different setup than I guess the guys, but yeah, a lot of decent names. This was probably the most notable draft they'll ever have
Oh, definitely.
for
Definitely.
short term. But
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, we talked about it on the last intern pod, just like the women's basketball game is really coming up, and we're just going to see more and more of these Caitlin Clark type prospects. But
Yeah.
she's definitely the pioneer, I feel
yeah,
like.
This last weekend, did y'all watch the Masters?
yeah, I watched.
say I did.
I watched Thursday. I missed Saturdays, but
I watched
Thurs-
the last 10 holes because I was more into the Razorback baseball games.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we split screened it.
Not completely shocked that Scotty won. I predicted him
Scotty,
to
man,
win.
that dude is
I wanted
playing
Tiger to
on a different level right now.
He could be. He might be today's version of Tiger Woods.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's our generation's.
I think he's gonna win
Did you have anybody you were rooting for?
him. Or, I mean, I always like Will Zalatoris.
Yeah. See, I before the tournament started, I was big on Homa,
Yeah.
and then everything was looking pretty promising until Scotty woke up, I guess, from his slumber, and was like, "All right, this is my tournament now," and proceeded to just do Scotty Scheffler things. Shot 4 under in the final round, and
Jeez. Did he really?
yeah, won by 4 strokes, I believe. Yeah.
What did Tiger shoot?
16 over. He was
He
one.
made the cut.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
1 over going into day 3.
I remember seeing on Twitter that he had made the cut, and I just assumed that I know nothing about golf. I just assumed that was good.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then-
for him, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's kind of pretty washed. Right?
I mean, he's playing on a robotic body at the
Yeah.
moment, and his spine's all fused together. The fact that he made it through a full, because I mean, I don't know if y'all, Masters is a tough course to walk.
Oh my god.
Like that's a tough course to play on, regardless of like the name.
Yeah.
It's a tough course to walk, and the fact that he made it through 4 days is a little promising. And he was 1 over through 2. It's like he was top 20 something going into round 3. It's like you tweak a couple things. You don't play in all these tournaments. You play the big ones. He could still somehow mess around and finish top 15 somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think his body gave out starting round 3. You could tell he's clinching on every shot, but it's sad to watch your childhood just kind of dwindle away. Like
Fade
he's
out
like
in
our
front of
last
you.
bridge.
Well, so do y'all watch the NBA much?
The
Yeah.
playoffs. I'll watch the play-ins and the playoffs. Yeah,
Well, do y'all think the Warriors dynasty's?
it's
Over.
wraps.
I'm thinking it's.
It's
Dude,
over.
I thought it was over like a year ago,
Yeah,
2 years ago.
honestly,
Like I thought this
was.
was. I thought
I think it's officially over. I mean, I don't really. NBA,
Regular season's hard to watch.
it's hard to watch.
I'm a big
hard to
Mavericks
watch.
fan,
Unless-
so it's fun watching for me. I
Grizzlies
guess.
aren't in it.
Unless a 7'5" alien is dunking on someone from the free throw line, it's hard to watch. And yeah, the Warriors, I think it's over.
It's over.
Unfortunately,
No
that was
more
our
of the big
childhood. At least Will and I's childhood. Landon is an old man compared to us.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know.
Yeah, that whopping 2 years, man.
He'd already
It-
retired by the time Steph Curry was drafted. But no, I mean
He
we
watched Jordan.
yeah, I feel like I did.
yeah.
I got to watch 2 more years of Kobe, I guess, than y'all did. Which
Yeah.
I'll
well,
hold.
were you watching Kobe when you were?
Hey,
wanted
I got my first jersey when I was 4,
Okay, that's valid.
so I was repping Kobe since birth.
But yeah, the Warriors dynasty is over. It seems like Clay's gone.
Who do
Hurt.
you have in the finals?
Oof. I need to look at the bracket.
I do too.
NBA playoff.
Well,
Off the top of
while
my
y'all
head.
while y'all are doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and give mine. Was Celtics Nuggets. I don't.
See, that seems like the obvious answer.
It should be.
I'm gonna go Knicks.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Knicks Clippers for fun.
If the Knicks, well, first of all, if the Clippers win first round against my Mavericks, I probably won't speak in the next podcast.
Yeah, just gonna be mute over there.
But yeah, no, I could see the Knicks making a little run.
Yeah,
I just think who's going to take down Celtics? You know, I mean, they've been the team to beat all year.
who's their first matchup? The 8 seed.
Yeah, to be determined.
Let's just say it's the
Jimmy Butler's out, so
yeah.
It's just weird seeing Oklahoma City as the 1 seed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're not going to be in the finals.
I
No.
don't think they will because
but they're going to be
there's no
so
playoff
good
experience.
in a couple
in
of
a couple years,
yeah,
the team is
because
going to be rolling.
none of those guys know what the playoffs are even like.
Yeah.
You know, I
J
mean,
Will's on there.
yeah, I
Well,
guess.
can we get an official prediction?
Official prediction.
Landon had the obvious answer. I threw out a fun one.
Give me the Nuggets and the
Okay.
Celtics.
Is that what Landon said?
Yeah, exact same.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Now-
obvious-
Now I just look stupid. Well, I am. I don't know
Well,
anything about the NBA. But
You had two fun ones that
yeah, I feel
people
like the
can root
Knicks.
for.
Everyone would like to see the Knicks in there just
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'd like to see the Magic in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't see anybody losing to the Celtics.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's going to wrap it for sports world news because we had a lot to talk about with the Razorbacks. So we're going to move into a different little subject here. It's going to be all-time favorite hog team. We're going to go around the horn. Will's going to start us off. Will, favorite all-time hog team, any sport?
2021 baseball team.
Valid. Yep. 2021 baseball team. I do believe this man was on that team.
He was pretty good.
Is he all right?
He's all right.
He's all right. He could throw a
Kevin, if you
baseball.
ever watch this, we'd love to have you on the Intern.
Yeah.
pod.
Yes,
No kidding.
please, Kevin.
But
Yeah.
I mean, that was the best series. I mean, that was the best team I've ever watched, and that was
Yeah.
the most.
It's truly like some of the most talent
Yeah,
that's ever been on this campus. That entire 2021 year
I left.
was nuts.
My eyes were crying when we left. When I left Baum after the NC State game,
Yeah.
That
It
was
hurt.
rough
it hurt.
because you had lost like 0 games the whole year,
You
basically.
knew you were. I was just like, we're gonna win the national title.
Yeah, it felt so locked down that it
It's
was like
the
you
one
weren't
seed
even worried.
curse is over.
And then it's like you have a tough regional. Nebraska almost gets you,
Almost
and you're like,
gets
okay, we survived.
Thanks,
Like
Charlie
now
Welch.
it's on Omaha. You win the first game of the Super 21-2. You're like, okay, like this is really
And we
happening.
lost by like 1 run on
Yeah.
Saturday.
And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, it's game 3.
But couldn't hit, you know, the long ball.
Well, they left Ryan Costu in for one too many batters. He let up like back-to-back bombs.
Hey, don't harp on Ryan Costu,
Sorry, Ryan.
Arkansas legend. I'm gonna go 2022 baseball team.
Battles
The next,
deep into the night.
yeah. I feel like it's kind of similar to like the 2020 team in the sense that it feels like a combination of 2 different eras or 2 different rosters between that 2021 team that was so good and then the 23 team. And the same way that the 20 team felt like the 18-19 team mixed with like the new era.
Yeah.
22 was fun, man. I mean, you had Battles, who I think
Robert Moore,
is
Caden
amazing.
Wallace.
Robert Moore, Caden Wallace,
Kendall Diggs,
Michael Turner.
Michael Turner, best catcher we've ever.
That
Uh,
was those
Stovall's-
series.
Stovall's
Those
freshman
series
year.
were insane. Like,
And
That
then,
Ole Miss series in mid year,
Yeah.
not the one that we lost.
yeah.
yeah.
Andrew Ellis was talking about this the other day. Like, people always talk about the 2018 team. Like, obviously, they should have won Natty. All you had to do was catch pop up. The 2022 team was right there, man. You just had to beat Ole Miss, and then you were playing Oklahoma in the national championship.
You have a natty.
Then you have a Natty. Like, we would have killed Oklahoma. I'm fairly positive.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that team was fun. Jackson Wiggins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, he kind of just vanished, it felt like.
I mean,
I mean, he
when
got
he got
drafted.
hurt.
Yeah, he
you know,
got hurt. And then he got
I
drafted.
wanted to see him so bad, just play a full year healthy.
Yeah.
And
Was
because he,
Paulette on the 22 team?
He's supposed to be. Supposed
yeah,
to be
it's
great.
supposed to
He had TJ, didn't he?
yeah. I mean, yeah, that team was just a huge what if.
Yeah. Big what if. But a super fun year. That Stillwater Regional will always stick
Connor
with me.
Nolan was our ace.
Yeah,
He was a dog.
he was.
Yeah, no, that Stillwater Regional was genuinely
awesome.
one of my favorite memories as a Hog fan.
Yeah, and then going into North Carolina and just had no problem with them.
No.
That was fun. Landon, you're
Um,
staying away from baseball here.
Yeah, I went football. I went the thing that sold me as a unfortunately Hog fan for life, I guess, football wise. The
Did you say
2011.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's it ain't been smooth sailing since.
Yeah.
No, it hadn't.
2011 Arkansas football team. Not even just like the Cotton Bowl win, like that was a cherry on top. I mean, we were the third ranked team in the country for a week.
Yeah.
You know, like we haven't been there since. The highest I think we've gotten since then is 8th in 2021.
Before we got murdered.
Yeah, and like it's like that team was just every single player was perfect for what Arkansas was.
Yeah.
A bunch of Arkansas guys, bunch of recruits that were just built Arkansas tough, I guess.
Yeah.
That team was special. Really unfortunate end in the coming months, but we don't talk about that because everything's back to okay now.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully.
yeah,
Hopefully.
that was kind of the bridge
You might
that
say
just
that, and then we go 2
did
and
it.
10.
Well, but is it
Then
going
we
to
lose to
be? But is it
UAB.
going to be his fault?
Yeah.
I'm not going to blame him.
That's valid. What year were you born, Landon?
Acting like I'm 40.
1995.
2002.
Well, okay. To be fair, that's 3 years before I was born.
Yeah.
Oh, heaven forbid. I mean, what truly has changed in that 3
Well,
years span?
I'm just saying. I don't think Will and I are really.
So y'all were born in 05.
Like
so
I was 6 years old.
So y'all didn't get to see like Hillis
No.
and
I mean-
all them.
Yes, but no. Right.
See,
like
like-
I don't remember it.
Like my earliest memories are like DMAC.
Like I remember like my dad coming home and like being excited about like the 2011 team and like watching a couple of those games, but I don't remember watching any of them or like knowing anyone on that team. I feel like the first year I really paid attention to football was probably 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
So,
Who'd have thought I'd be sitting here
yeah, old
an
man
old
Landon
man?
over here.
This is crazy.
Papa
Well,
Landon.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That is all we have for you today. A
it
lot of
up.
catching up.
Yep.
A lot of inane banter. So, some good stuff, though. Baseball heading to South Carolina this weekend. Trap series, maybe? I think we take 2 or 3.
I think we take 2 or 3.
Hagen Smith's not going to drop a game all year, so we'll win Friday.
We'll win.
Boy, did we just jinx him.
Yeah,
Let's knock on some wood.
he's gonna give up like 10 earned.
Yeah.
Brady Tiger is due for like a
Breakout.
like a
game.
breakout, just like 6 inning score list with 10 Ks.
To me, I feel like he's a guy that when that curveball's working, he could go 9 innings.
And it was on early.
Because his pitch
last
count is
weekend.
low when he has that curveball working.
So baseball heading to South Carolina. Hopefully they win that. There will be a weekend preview out. Hopefully tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. Anything else going on this weekend, gentlemen? Some more football practices, whatnot. Arkansas gym backs. Is that this weekend,
I think
perhaps?
that's today.
That's today.
Yeah, it's today. We'll talk about that next episode,
Yeah,
I guess.
we'll get on that
The
next
results.
Okay, folks. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Go
Peace.
Hogs.
Yeah, we'll pig.